And hello everybody, welcome to Build Talk. This is episode 2 of Build Talk. We will be discussing this building here, the latest project, which is Salisbury Cathedral. You should be seeing popping up every day now different parts of this build, and what I thought I'd do each week would be to discuss the build as it's going along. So what we have here is an inset, and this is a 5 times sped up. This one video here is parts 1 to 10, which you'll find on the channel. So let's do it. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and I hope you will enjoy this chat. This is a chance for you guys to ask any questions, have a look, ask me about different aspects of the build, and if you want me to zoom in and on anything and show stuff in detail, then just let me know. And in any of the videos I produce, and I'll use these build talks to show you guys. What you're seeing on the screen right now is not the finished version. There are parts I'm still working on, for example this west facade. What you're seeing in the video though is the initial layout plan being put down onto the blueprint. It starts off here. This is the origin. This is 0, 0. The square below me is 0, 0, 0. And you can see that I'm laying out the plans. In fact, I think this might, let me just change this inset video. This might be yeah, that's right. You can see that I then put in these vertical guidelines, I suppose. It's just so that I can get a good idea of the scale of the project that I'm going to do. So what you're seeing now is they're just sort of roof heights, tower heights, spire height guidelines going in. You can see on the left hand side of the screen, just down below me here, most of the dimensions. So for example, if you look at the you can see here, this is position 143 on the length, and the transept width is this is the transept is this section here. So from this point here, you can see it's 61 blocks across to here, and you've got this is what I think this is now the tallest spire in England, and this is 123 meters high. The scale of the model is 1 to 1. When we talk about the nave width, this is the nave section here. This is west, by the way. This is the west facade. Still working on this. And this is the nave width. Now, I was wondering which is the easiest to do. If you count the blocks across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I find that easier. So when I say over there that the nave width is 11, It's not including the columns. So if you include the columns, it will be 13. But when you're actually planning out arches and things like that, then it's easy to count in between the blocks. I just find that easier. So whenever you see a figure, then it usually means that it's the internal dimensions. And what's really good with these builds, I find, is that if as long as you've got the internal dimensions right, you can always add outside of this dimension. So on the outer wall, this is where this is the inner wall here, and you can see under here, you can see the line of the main walls. But you can have a lot of structure outside of those lines, the buttresses and things like that. But keeping the internal dimensions correct is pretty important. That's a lovely view, that. Let me know if any of the sound volumes are okay. So when we talk about aisle height as well, I tend to be talking about this keystone here in the middle. So as you can see, this is aisle height 13 is this keystone here, and the width is 5 across. And with the roof height, that tends to be the line here. So this is roof height of 37. Parts of the cathedral, I'm not a massive expert on all this sort of stuff, but this is the choir section of the cathedral, and so this is the choir transept. I think in Salisbury they actually call it the northeast transept. Like, this would be the northeast. I think different cathedrals have different naming aspects. And so you can see the heights of the height and width. So you can see in the video there, the builder starts by putting in mainly lots of these the columns. A lot of it is as well as it is one-to-one, but it also, the way I like to build it has to look right, and so I have to have these sort of I suppose looking right sometimes trumps it being right, if you get my drift. It's sort of I prefer to sort of make sure that it looks right from the outside, even though it might add a meter or two above it. And of course, my Minecraft, it's so, you know, I'd one-to-one that you're never going to have absolutely perfect. You've got to make some compromises. I mean, you can see here with the chapter house and the I think it's the vestry, these octagonal buildings, you're making compromises all the time, just for the look. And some of these I'm not absolutely sure I'm quite happy with them. I'll probably, anyone got any recommendations on some of this stuff, then let me know. And but it just has to sort of feel right proportionally. I get a lot of I look at a lot of the sort of photos and stuff. Let me see if I've got any. So this is some of the images that I use to help reference. One question people ask me is about the color. It's blueprint. I mean, the idea of the channel is that I'm going to do the architectural drawings, architectural build, and I'm hoping that you guys could use this and then do your own textures and things like that. I put in a few stained glass windows for effect, but basically I'm not going to do all the sort of textures and things like that. I was hoping that you guys could have a go at that sort of thing. And if you've got any ideas, I'd love to see what you can come up with, different images. So we're talking, this image here, I believe, is something like this. I haven't put the roof on yet above here, but this is the kind of angle we're looking at on that that image. This is the cloisters. We can come, actually let's go, I think this view here is from this angle here. So this is the cloisters. Again, I'm still playing around with a lot of this sort of stuff, but this is the sort of angle I'm looking at. I think we're talking probably about here, and I can see how I might have to change, especially the way I'm trying to get this fan to look at coming up off the pillars. But yeah, this is the famous cloisters that was used in Harry Potter. This is the west facade, so let's just pop through here. And this is what I am currently working on. So it's going to be pretty complicated, and I'm going to be using, I think, some of these armor stands here with armor on it. If you can see that, they are actually armor stands with some iron armor, because there's lots of figures and stuff on this facade. So that's what I'll be working on as well, and trying just to get the right sort of angle. So you can tell from the spire at the background, we're probably something like this sort of angle, aren't we? And these are the I believe this is the nave, and we're looking up probably at this sort of angle here, trying to get this effect. And we have this sort of alcove balcony, is probably a proper technical name for it, along the top here. And this shot is from the north side, so let's spin out this way. And we're looking at probably something like that, maybe a little bit, it's probably something like that. So they're the photo references. I just trawl the internet, really, just trying to see if I can find anything shots wise. I've seen on YouTube a few people use drones, and I've been working yesterday I was working on the chapter house and trying to get a decent angle on basically what this area around here looks like. It's hard to get a picture of what this area here appears like. And the tower, there's a sort of a tower here. I was trying to put a spiral staircase into here, but it proved that the space was pretty tight, so I couldn't do it. And when I did do it, it was the tower was too big. But this is the chapter house. I've been working on the roof, and I'm not sure I've got it completely correct. I'm not quite happy with where this looks. There's a lot more fanning look to it. The column is probably right in its thinness. So I will probably leave it like this for now, and then have a think about it about how to change that. So you can see in the inset now, this is when I'm building out the vaulting in the aisle route. We're talking this roof part here. I have covered it up now, but you can see underneath the blue, and I just feel that with this blueprint you can see the structure. I like to try to make my builds structurally correct, so you'll be able to see the arch, and where the blue tends to be where it's not a structural weight supporting role. You can see the arch then put in as it I like here. Gothic architecture has these sort of pointed arches and thin columns. And what's really good about, so this is Salisbury Cathedral. It's what they call a leading example in early English Gothic design, and the first stone was laid around about 1220, and because of these sort of pointy arches, they could build thin columns, and they were lighter, and so they could get higher. There you can see there will be one of these crosses that we put in. This is the north porch section. So they can build higher, and it was built in relatively short space of time. The main part of the cathedral, which is this part, the nave, the transept, and I believe up to this section here, was all built within 38 years. So what that meant, there was a consistency in the build. You know, all the windows are the same, all heights and everything like that. And so that's what gives this build such a sort of consistent look to it. Very much built on this sort of golden ratio kind of scale. The tower and the spire were completed in 1330. So about 70 years after the the lower main part of the cathedral. And at the time, it was I think it was the third highest spire. There was Old St. Paul's Cathedral and Lincoln. But Lincoln and Old St. Paul's, their spires collapsed for various reasons. And so that just left Salisbury Cathedral. But the tower and the spire, I think it adds something in the region of 6,000 tons to the structure. So the cathedral itself has had issues of where the tower has been visibly warping due to the weight. And the other thing is the cathedral was moved down from a place called Old Sarum, which was about 2 miles away in the Salisbury Plain. And it was moved down into this valley on this river plain, I suppose what you call it. And what it meant was that the water table was only about 4 meters down. So there's not much foundations to this cathedral, and so you won't find a crypt here. In fact, the dead people, what do you call them? They're all put along this sort of line here. Yeah. So that inset video is just going around again. So we shall let's have a look at the next part, which is parts 10 to 20. So if you have any questions, then please let me know, and I can focus in on different aspects. I'm sure if you're trying to rebuild this, you'll want to see details of the vaulting and the technique I used up here. A lot of it it has to look right from down here. So sometimes I do some compromises. My build method tends to be quite a lot of build one section, make sure it looks right, and then repeat. And if it doesn't look quite right, I have to go back. A lot of it will be like, I know that there'll be a photograph possibly from this sort of angle here, so I can then tell the heights, how high I should be seeing things. You know, and when I come into here, I know that there's a photograph from here, so I know the relationship of the height of the windows from that point of the photograph. There's a number of details I need to finish on here. If anybody has any ideas, I want to put some textures and things onto the tower. Then you can see around here I've been experimenting with some signs and trapdoors. And I'll probably be working on that a little bit more by the time you see it. Build Talk next week. We've got this area. So we got this is, I think it's called the vestry section here. We've also got this is the chapter house. We've got the cloisters, one of the largest cloisters. The chapter house, by the way, is where there's a copy of the Magna Carta kept. In this lovely building. And come around the cloisters here. They've got a modern section here, which is I think so like a cafeteria refectory. There's this section here I haven't finished. Trying to get an angle on this sort of part here is difficult because obviously no one really takes a photograph of this part. So I'm gonna have to see if I can see someone doing a walkthrough and with a camera in this part, see how this section works. I'm not sure about the size of the doors here. This I've obviously got a column, major structural column here, so I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna fix this part. And also down this side here, this area here, I've got the same problem. I'm not sure what's going on in this part here. I think it might be almost like a, I don't know, it doesn't look like anything from the aerial photos specials going on here. And I know that from the plan there might be a wall all the way up to this point here. So again, this section, this door here into the choir section, I got to work on and try and find some sources for that. What you're seeing now on the inset are these columns. I think we're talking these columns here. I quite like. I like the way that this aisle came out. This way that it fans up, and you get this really great detail as well, where the column comes up and it allows the window from this side. You can't see it, but it's how it sort of blends with the window there, the arch of the window. The spire is still a work in progress, but I like what I come up with. It started off as an octagonal on an octagonal and an octagonal, and then I started experimenting with these sort of gradations as it moves up, and a lot of that as well was this is the roof here, and you can see the way that the blueprints work. It shows you the keystone of the arches and pillars. With this spire, I mean, it's a lot of like making sure that, you know, when you come around it, nothing sticks out, or it all sort of blends, and you want to have that slight sort of, you know, feeling of it reaching into the sky. So there is a shift from, I think it moves, and then there's like a longer section at the top. This section here. So from below, it just gives that slight elongation to the sky. I didn't want it too much because you didn't want it to be curving, but you do want it to sort of give that sort of almost perspective of almost being higher than it actually is. But yeah, still a lot of work to do on that, and yeah. So the idea of the channel, it started off as well. It's my music channel. So if you go to some of the other videos on it, you'll see some of my tracks. My music is I don't really know how to explain it, but it's a little bit like Minecraft music. There are elements. There's electronic progressive stuff. It's not it's a moving kind of instrumental electronic things, and I felt it's suited to Minecraft. And the music, I've done about 5 albums over the years, and you know, no one ever listens to it because, you know, no one listens to music anymore. But I just thought that I could combine my love for architecture with the music. So the idea of this channel was to look at the actual some of the buildings of the world and set it to some of my music, and have a history kind of background to it. My sister channel, my other channel, is called Flight Past, and that's where I use Microsoft Flight Simulator to fly over areas of where historical events have occurred and look at how terrain, topography, distances affected key decisions in history. So this one felt like I didn't want to put it on that channel because I didn't want to confuse the algorithm. So this channel then has basically 3 or 4, I suppose, including this thing, types of videos. So if you like shorts, 3-minute short sped up sections, they're on here. If you like one of these parts I do, which are about 20 minutes long, but set to one of my tracks, and so it's sped up. So it's about 5 times fast. And that's on here as well. Or you can see the actual live unedited footage as well on here. So you can choose what style you want to watch it, and if you're interested in a project, then you can go to different parts of it. And if you do get stuck on it, then we can help each other out, because I'm not saying I'm an absolute expert in Minecraft, and I'm still learning myself a lot of the techniques that can be used. And I'm sure some of you guys probably know better ways to represent things than I've done here. So you can come onto this build talk and ask a question. I can focus in on parts of the build, and we can look at the history as well. We'll chat about the history as we get going. One word is some of these videos that you'll see, the dimensions may change a little bit. So the first time I put in the blueprint, I will put in what as accurate as I can, but as Minecraft, you know, anyone who does a build knows, you sometimes have to add a meter on here or a meter off there. And the one take I've got from this is that it's the sort of rule of odds, really, especially with Gothic architecture. If you want that sort of peak arches, then you really need to be dealing in odds between the columns. So there's 3 here, or there's 5 there, and there's 11 I think across here, so that you can get that sort of peak at the top. If you go odd, if you go even, then you're going to tend to get obviously a little bit more of a rounded top, or you get you could probably put 2 peaks together up here. You're going to get something a bit weirder. But odd numbers tend to work, I've found so far. But again, anybody got any ideas, do tell. But this is a 1-in-1 model. And the idea in the future would be that we will have a series of models around here, so that we can continually compare different builds. I got a feeling I'm going to go with kind of what I want in terms of builds, where I want to go. And my heart is feeling towards St. Paul's Cathedral next, but I would definitely love to do something like Lincoln and Ely and these other ones, especially the ones which look. I think Lincoln would be an interesting one, because it obviously it had the spire, so we'll be able to compare Salisbury and Lincoln. So checking on the inset now, this looks like we're starting to do this vaulting arch. Yeah, we're working on this arch here right now, this one. So this is the result of that experiment. And you can see then the white, the white blocks show there is a slab used as well to get a sort of a bit of a gradation going on. So there's a block and a slab, a block, a block slab, and then the keystone at the top, and it comes down into these pillars. It's a 4 I'm just looking to see where. Yeah. It's what's we call it. It's not a 6 arches. It's a 4 arch going across. So yeah. You can't quite see that there. We're in the underneath the spire, I believe. Okay, so looks like this would be a good place to leave it. We'll take off from this building of the arches next time. I will be working, looking at this photograph here, on some kind of roof for the tower section. That's my next project. Also trying to find in any reference photographs for this section here, and for the section over at the front. And then there will definitely be a bit of work on this west facade. I just put in a rough version right now, just to sort of get the scale right. And then there's lots of other things to do. There's buttressing to do. There's quite a lot of structural buttressing that was added later into this sort of area here to help the tower out. I believe there's this corner here of the choir transept will need some sort of tower like this effect on the end. And then we should be done with that section. So heads up then. So at the moment the videos are coming out one a day, and so hopefully so you can start off, follow the shorts, and the shorts will lead you to the relevant videos. I hope you enjoyed this sort of build talk, I like to call it. Really, it's a very casual thing. I don't really do much prep for it, and you enjoy the way that the video are coming together. If you do like it, then please just help out. It's a small channel, and give me a like, subscribe. And I will see you next week. It'll probably be around about the same time next week on this, and hopefully there will be the finishing touches done to it. But otherwise, I'll see you next time.